Welcome to Building with Tyler. My name is Tyler, and this channel is simple. I'm going to give you the best PC build for your budget without wasting your time. Today, just under $1,000. Every part highly rated, every dollar justified. Let's get into it. Quick note here, this channel is meant to not waste your time, so on screen now you will see all the parts for this specific build. If you want to, you can take a screenshot of what's on your screen now. All links will be in the description below, but if you're willing to stick around, we're going to go through each part right now. Alright, first up we have the CPU. The AMD Ryzen 5 5600 at around $148. Typical here we have the 6 cores, 12 threads, 4.4 GHz boost, Zen 3 architecture. Still a completely legitimate gaming CPU in 2026. Testing shows just a 1% bottleneck, give or take, when paired with the RX 7600. And quick note here, it also ships with AMD's Wraith Stealth cooler. I just wanted to keep this build as cheap as I possibly could, so that's the cooler we're going with for this video. No separate cooler needed, that's money saved and one less thing to buy. Okay, next up we have the motherboard, the MSI Pro B550M VC Wi-Fi at around $95. Solid motherboard with Wi-Fi, PCIe 4.0 and M2 support. Handles the entire Ryzen 5000 series lineup. Important note for first-time builders, however, this board may need a BIOS update before it recognizes the Ryzen 5 5600. MSI makes this straightforward with their flash BIOS button, and updating the BIOS on a motherboard can be a complicated process, but luckily I'm going to link the MSI's step-by-step guide in the description, so anyone who's new to this will not get tripped up. Alright, for the RAM, we went with the Team Group Vulcan Z 16GB DDR4 3600. 2 sticks of 8GB at around $150, but I believed when I added this to my build, it applied a $40 coupon discount, which is great because it showed that it ended on July 19th. It is now July 27th, but it still applied the coupon code anyway, so you may have the same luck that I just did. Now, I did mention DDR4, not DDR5. That's the entire point of this build. DDR4 at around $150 or with the coupon around $110 versus DDR5 at $260. Same dual channel configuration, same capacity, significantly less money. All in all, this is clearly where you're going to take the softer hit to your wallet. Alright, next up, for the storage, we have the Kingston MB3 1TB NVMe for around $157. Same drive as our AM5 build, PCIe 4.0, 400 megabytes per second read speed, 1 terabyte minimum in 2026. This is a no-brainer. And next up, we have the big dog, the GPU ASRock Radeon RX 7600 Challenger Pro 8GB. This is going to sit you at around $290. RDNA 3 architecture, FSR support, triple fan cooling with 0 decibel silent mode at idle. At 1080p, this card averages around 95 frames per second at high settings across modern tiles, which is more than you're going to need. This is a great purchase for the budget. At 1440p, you're looking at around 55 to 65 frames per second at medium settings. It's playable, but this is primarily a 1080p card. Also, same honest note here on 8GB VRAM. Heavy AAA titles at max textures are pushing limits. For a build under $1,000 in 2026, this is the best available option at this price point. And next up, we have old reliable, the Lian Li Vector V100R at around $75. Same as our other builds, 4 RGB fans included, clean layout, nothing more to say here, it fits everything. And finally, for the PSU, we're going with the same Corsair RM650E 650W at around $105. Same as our other builds, fully modular, 10-year warranty, blah, blah, blah. Don't cut corners on your power supply. Next up, we have performance. So what does this build actually do? Gaming at 1080p, this is the sweet spot. 95 frames per second average at high settings in demanding AAA titles, 144 plus frames per second in esports titles. For a 1080p 144Hz monitor, this build is excellent. However, gaming at 1440p, possible at medium settings, averaging around 55 to 65 frames per second. Not a 1440p build, but it gets you there on less demanding titles. For video editing, the 5600 handles 1080p timeline editing pretty smooth. 4K editing will feel the limitations of the older platform. If content creation is your primary use case, our AM5 builds are the stronger choice. And finally, streaming. It's manageable at 1080p for gaming only. Heavy creative stream workloads, consider our AM5 builds. So why build AM4 in 2026? One reason, the platform savings go straight into a better GPU. AM5 platform, you have a CPU, motherboard, and RAM costing roughly $590. AM4 platform, you have CPU, motherboard, RAM costing roughly $390. That's $200 saved on the platform alone. Now I know $200 may not be a lot when it comes to savings, but if your budget is tight, I would say the argument is well within AM4's favor. The trade-off, however, is the upgrade path. So AM4 is at the end of its life. No new CPUs are coming. If you plan to upgrade your CPU in 2 or 3 years, AM5 is the smarter long-term investment. If you want the most gaming performance under $1,000 right now, AM4 can deliver it. So for the total, we're looking at around $980, $979.69 to be exact. Every part will be linked below on Amazon. This has been Building with Tyler. My name is Tyler. Hopefully I didn't waste your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.